Please be advised that this presentation discusses slavery and abuse. Incidents in the Life of the Slave Girl is a memoir written by Harriet Jacobs. I plan to analyze the theme of home and trauma theory. What drew me to this memoir is I'd recently read it, and as a teacher, I think it should be part of the 12th grade English curriculum. It's an important story that needs to be shared with generations to come so that they learn that history should never repeat itself. The interpretive framework, I did research on trauma theory, specifically on African American women, slavery, abuse, and the trauma of just living and hiding from your abuser in hopes that one day you are able to be free. The theme of home is not merely a physical place, but a place where one's loved and cared for. After Jacobs was a little girl, she no longer had a home. She lived with Dr. Flint and his wife, and they abused her. She had very little food. She didn't feel safe. She said when she moved in that for very first night, I prepared for my new home, only to be met with cold looks, cold words, and cold treatment. I cried myself to sleep on that night on my narrow bed, feeling desolate and alone. The finalized documentary will look and sound like a serious tone. It's not a lighthearted story. It's a story about overcoming the imaginable and Jacob's living to share her story. And it's just this shocking, really interesting story. An interesting fact is that Jacobs didn't want to write it, but she was really encouraged to write it because they said, like, you're amazing at writing and you need to share your story. How does it help amplify my written work? After writing my written work, I had a lot written out, so that made making this part of the documentary much simpler. This memoir should be shared for decades to come. I think it has just an amazing story of resilience and fighting and doing it for your loved ones and your children. Something I've heard is people have argued that she spent too much time writing about the time frame that she was in hiding, but I think that's to emphasize how horrible it was. And like, it was a long time. It was 7 years of her life and what it looked like to finally be able to be free because of it. In reflection, Jacobs may have struggled writing about the years she spent hidden just because of the trauma. She even said she spared the reader from even worse things. She doesn't go into details about the abuse from Dr. Flint. I think she also didn't want to write about it, but also she said in her book, I'm sparing the readers from what truly happened. Thank you for listening to my presentation. And I look forward to making the longer version. Thanks.